Chalo. Okay. So in the last weekend, in the morning session, we discussed about the SQL Server installation, and we have again installed one more instance, right? We have installed a named instance in the morning session, and we discussed about the installation completely. And anyone tried installing SQL Server, guys? Anyone tried installing SQL Server? Anyone
Sir.
faced any issues, challenges? Is it smooth or any problems, guys?
Sir, while installing 2019 server,
Okay.
that .NET framework is there now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I faced an issue regarding that, sir. I had installed that .NET framework, but it
Okay.
is um, uh, in location. I did not get that how to give that location exactly.
Okay. So now it was
That
fixed
path.
or it's still issues there?
I had fixed, sir, from googling it, but
Okay, very
I
good.
have no idea what is the exact reason.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Not an issue. Not
Yeah,
an
okay, sir.
issue. Yeah, 1 minute, just 1 minute. Right. Okay. So
22 is very smooth, sir.
yeah. Okay, done. So what about others, guys? I'll create a tracker, huh? Please don't mind. I'm just busy with other things this weekend. So I have to create the tracker. I have to track everyone who is completing the assignments and all. I'll create the tracker by next weekend, and I'm going to update the tracker. I'm going to add the tasks, guys, like installation. Whatever we discussed, I'm going to add the same tasks in the tracker. So everyone has to mark the tracker whether you have completed or succeeded or failed or you stuck at any point. You have to update the tracker. So I'm going to make it ready, make it available for the next weekend classes. Huh? And yeah. So, and we have also discussed about the folders that will be created after the installation of the SQL Server. And we have also discussed about the services that gets created when you install the SQL Server. And we have also discussed about the SSMS. Okay. And we have also discussed about the SSMS, like what is SSMS, how to download SSMS, how to install SSMS. Okay. We have also discussed about all these things in the morning session, guys. So now connect to SSMS. Okay. And let's try to explore the things that are there in the SSMS and options and all. So let's try, guys. So how to open SSMS, guys? How to open SSMS? How
Yeah,
to open
Shanmugh pointed
SSMS?
out.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, you said that Microsoft recommended that SQL browser needs to be in disabled state, right?
Right.
So, what is the use of it then? Why we need
I told you right in the morning. So what we discussed related to the browser,
to pull the reports from SSS,
not to pull the reports, not exactly to pull the reports. You asked about the reports. Okay.
Hmm.
So that is the service. When the service is up and running, the server name, the instance name will be visible to the public. Okay, so in the network, I'll show you exactly where we can see in the network servers. So the very simple answer is the instance name will be exposed when the browser service is up and running. So security wise, that is not good. So that's why we'll always keep the browser service disabled. Mostly. Mostly will always keep the browser service disabled. Shanmugh, then why we have that service? In case if organizations wants to connect the instance using some jump hosts and all, even though if it was exposed, not an issue like non-prod servers, like lower environments, if such kind of scenarios, if they are okay for that, actually they cannot hack it because of all other systems, but still people will have some kind of a PNS, maybe they can hack it and all, but some people they don't care, they are going to simply enable it. Okay, so we can easily check the server name in the network servers. Okay, so the servers that you can see under network servers will be visible if the browser service is enabled. Okay, I'll show you where we can see the network servers and all. So that is the only use. I'm not saying browser service is the only the responsible person for pulling the reports and all. Okay, browser service is responsible for exposing the instance name in the network.
Okay.
Is any other questions? Yeah. Oh, how to open SSMS, guys?
Windows
Open
and
open Windows and
SQL Server
run
management.
Run as an administrator.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So you can just click on this and you can see Microsoft Tools. You can just click and you can select this is the one option, right? You can also see here that is also one more option recently added, and you can just simply type SS. Okay?
SSMS.
So you can just simply type SSM. Okay, no need to type full SSMS, just type SSM. So then also you can see the management studio. Okay. So previously, we can use the shortcut SSMS in the run, but nowadays, I mean to say for latest versions, 2019, 2022 and all, that SSMS shortcut won't work in the run, guys. Okay, you have to open like this only. SSMS shortcut won't work in the run. So in the morning, we discussed about this SSMS, right? Management Studio. So again, Management Studio is a tool to connect to the running instances, whatever instances are running. So to connect to the running instances, we'll use one tool called Management Studio. So Management Studio is separated from 2016 onwards. So you have to separately download the Management Studio and then you have to install it separately after the installation of SQL Server. So installing Management Studio is a downtime activity, guys.
No.
Guess it. Installing Management Studio is a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity?
Oh, it's not a downtime activity.
Guess it, guys. Everyone. I just want to
No.
listen the answer. So is
It's
it a
not
downtime
downtime.
activity?
It's
It's
a
not a
downtime
downtime.
activity.
First instance is not
If
a
it
downtime.
requires restart, then it will.
Instances will be down.
If it's restarts.
What?
Oh.
Someone said instance will be down.
Separate activity that is just coming.
Uh-huh.
No, after
Actually,
installing the system,
I had
will
a
ask the system restart, right?
Very
That's
good.
why downtown is required.
Very good, Midin. Very good. That's correct, guys. See, it don't impact the instance. Okay, SSMS don't impact the instance, but after the installation of SSMS, immediately you will get one screen which is a restart. So it will ask you the server reboot, guys. So if the server is rebooting, is it a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity?
Yes, yes.
So in the morning we have seen, right, after the installation of SSMS, once the installation is succeeded, you can see one button, restart button. I just clicked on that restart button, then Windows machine was restarted. If you don't restart, SSMS won't work properly. It don't even open also. So it don't impact the instance SQL Server, but the to make sure the SSMS is working properly, you have to reboot the Windows machine. So that's why rebooting Windows machine is a downtime activity. If it is a new machine, fresh box, not a downtime activity. If it is existing machine running since years, you have again installed the new SSMS, then it's a downtime activity. So now if you see here, when you open SSMS, you can see like this, okay? When you open SSMS, you can see like this. Sometimes it don't open automatically. So how we can get that screen? Just click on this charger button. What is this? This is actually a connect button, okay? Just click on this connect button. So again, you can see the same kind of window. So now we want to connect to SQL Server. So if you see here server type, if you click on this, you can see lot of components, guys. You can see database engine, analysis services, reporting services, integration services. This was like Azure related component. So if SSMS will be used to connect to other components also like this analysis, reporting, integration server and all. And SSMS also can be used to connect to the database instances. So our main responsibility is we should connect to database engine only. So server type should be database engine. Okay, server type should be database engine only. Then only we can do our admin work. Okay, right. So now the second field is server name. Second field is server name. So you have to give the server name here, right? You have to give the server name here. So if you don't know the server name, how to find the server name, guys? If you don't know the server name, how can we find the server name? In how many ways we can find the server name? Imagine this was blank. This was blank.
CMD.
CMD. In CMD, what we can see? I'll open CMD. Okay. I'm not asking host name. I don't know
By
SQL server
drop
name.
down, even by drop down we can find.
So drop down
So-
if it is fresh. If it is
Yes.
fresh. If it is
La-
fresh. In the
last.
morning we have connected, right? So that's why we can send a drop down.
The last one,
What
browse
is
for
your,
more.
browse for more. Then
Yes. Database engine expand, please.
right. So if you expand this, okay, see here, there are two tabs, local servers, network servers. So if you expand local server, if you select local servers, if you expand database engine, you can see all the instances installed in this machine. In this machine, you can see all the instances installed in this particular machine. So this is one way of finding the instance name. What are the other ways we can find?
In services.mic or in
Very
configuration
good.
manager, we can check that.
Very good. We can also find the instance name under services.msc, right? If you go to services.msc, there you can see all the SQL services, and then you can see in the brackets, you can see the instance name, right? How many instances installed, what are the instance names, you can see in the bracket, right? Right, you can see under the bracket, right? So this is another way. And we have one more tool called, okay, configuration manager. We'll discuss what is configuration. This is extra tool from the SQL server. So what is configuration manager, how to open, how to check, everything will be discussed, guys. Okay, so through configuration manager also you can find it. So how to open configuration manager, you can just select this and click on these tools. Okay, no, let me go to SQL Server. Yeah, Microsoft SQL Server 2019 folder. You can select this. You can see a red briefcase. See here, red briefcase. Okay, this is your configuration manager. This is the another way of opening the configuration manager. So we have a shortcut also. What is the shortcut? Any idea? So to open SSMS, we have SSMS, right? Shortcut. So in the same way, to open configuration manager, any shortcut is there?
CFG MGR.
What is that, Prashant?
No.
SQL Server Manager, okay, build number dot MSC. Okay, SQL Server Manager. What is the build number for 2019? How it will start? How it will start?
15.
Huh? 15, right? 15
15.
dot MSC. Okay, so another way is you can directly select this option. Okay, one way is you can select this folder SQL Server 2019. You can select this. Okay, and the shortcut is SQL Server Manager, your build number .msc. But you should know, right, what versions and all you installed in this machine. Then only you can open. So now this is your configuration manager. We'll be discussing later. Don't worry about this. Shalom. Okay, let me minimize this. But I guess two opened. Okay, one is with shortcut, one is with normal. Okay, fine. So now when you click on this database engine section, you can see the instances installed in this machine. And you can also find the instance name in another way also. What is the other way? One is like this. Second one is through services.msc. Third method, configuration manager. Fourth method, what is the fourth method to find the instance name and all? Instance name, how many instances installed, which version it was installed. Recollect.
In folders, we can check.
Very good, very good, very good. Using our folders, right? C program files,
Yes.
Microsoft SQL Server, right? If you go to this folder, you can see, right? This PC, C drive, program files, Microsoft SQL Server, you can see one is Batch53, second one is default instance. Right? So in this way also we can find the instance name. Chalo, I am going to connect to default instance. I can select like this. I can click OK. Now the default instance is selected. Forget about the authentication mode. Okay. As of now, while installing, have you remember guys, we have selected Windows authentication for both the instances. So
Yes, sir.
select Windows authentication as of now. I'll explain what is Windows authentication, how it will be used in the security with the diagrams. Don't worry. So let's connect. Can I connect now? Okay, let's connect. That's it. Those are the inputs. Okay, so let's try to connect. So is it going to be a successful connection, guys? Guess it.
No, services we have to start.
No.
Guys, again, I'm saying, so every time we have to start services. Why? Because we are using limited resources, but in the organization, no need to start any services, guys. We are not using licensed version of operating system. We are using a free edition of operating system. Okay, so that's why the services and all won't work as expected. But in the organization, we'll use a licensed version of operating systems and we'll have enough resources like CPU, RAM and all. So it don't create any problem. Okay, guys. So these are the challenges with the free editions. Actually, what edition we are using? Data Center Evaluation Edition. Evaluation means what? Free edition. Very limited features will be there. So that's why I see SQL Server is a priority software. Still the services are turned off. Why? Because we are not using the OS is not genuine OS. We are using, I mean to say genuine only, but it's a free edition. Okay, so that's why every time we have to start during our practice, but in the organization, nothing to worry, guys. No need to start. Okay, you can automatically the services will start in the organization. Okay, so let's start, guys. All the services. Let's start all the services.
Yeah, Shinmukh, I have one doubt here.
Yes, yes, you did.
For that instance name is equal to server name.
Right.
Okay.
Default instance. Default instance.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a default instance database engine service. This is a default instance named instance service. So I'm starting both the services, guys. Right. So now let's just refresh like this. You can see all the services are running, right? Agents are not running. You can start from here. You can start from there also. But agent is not mandatory. Now we can start it from Management Studio also. Right. Chalo. So now all the services are up and running, right? So let's go to Management Studio now. So now click on Connect button. Now let's connect to a default instance. This is my computer name. So what we have to give here while connecting to the default instance, computer name or MS SQL Server? Which one will work? Computer name or MS SQL Server? So guys, again,
Both.
Both. Then try it, Prashant. Okay. Try to check whether you are able to connect to the default instance.
Server name mainly.
Not mainly, only server name it will accept. Okay.
Yes,
Chalo.
yes.
So just click on connect, guys. So now you should be able to connect to the instance. So in case if you are not able to connect to the instance, what might be the reasons, guys? In the interview question, they will ask you. So user is trying to connect to the SQL server, but he is getting the error. What should be your answer? What might be the reasons? He will ask you like this. So what should be your answer?
Services.
We should just check the services.
Okay.
You should have the permission for that.
Okay, very good. So what should be your answer, guys? If user is not able to
Question,
connect,
please.
if user is not able to connect to the SQL server, and when he is trying to connect to the SQL server, he is getting an error. What might be the possible reasons?
Network issue.
Maybe the services are stopped.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Given
All
the
are
instance name wrong.
Services is stopped.
correct. All are possible reasons, guys. Okay.
First we will ask what is the error you are.
Correct. So technically, whatever you said is partially correct, but you have to ask the interviewer what error he is getting exactly. What error he's getting, then he'll get an idea. Okay, this guy is having some genuine experience. So that's why he's asking a straight question. Why? Because error means what error? See, if you don't have permissions, you'll get different error.
Login might fail, yes.
If the services are not running, you'll get different error. So it's not like in all
Even the
scenarios.
authentication
Correct.
mode one.
Yes, authentication mode also. You'll get different error. So depends upon the error, the troubleshooting will vary. So you have to immediately ask, but whatever you said is correct. All are possible reasons only. But what you have to ask the interviewer, hey, what is the error you are getting? What error user is getting? 1 minute, please don't mind. Hello? Right. Sorry for that. So you have to ask what is the error he is getting. So if you don't have permissions, he'll get a different error. Okay. If he says like he is getting a network related instance specific error like this, okay. If he's saying like this, okay, network related instance specific error. So in what scenarios you'll get that error, guys? So if the server is not running, you'll get the same error. Okay, network related. I'll show you the error. I'm regenerating the error. So if the server is not running,
Instance
you'll get
name
the
is not
same error.
proper.
If
Incorrect
instance name
instance.
is incorrect, then also you'll get the same error. If any network issues are there, you'll get the same error. If any port issues are there, you'll get the same error. I'll show you what is port and all, don't worry. Okay, so in all these scenarios, we'll get this error, guys. A network related instance specific error. See, a network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing a connection to SQL Server. So the SQL Server was not found or was not accessible. Verify that the instance name is correct. And the SQL Server is configured to allow remote connections. So what might be the reasons, guys? The server is not running, and if the instance name is correct, and if there
Not
are
allowed remote connections.
any network issues, any port issues, any remote connections issues, in all these scenarios, you will get the same network related instance specific error, guys. Okay, so in some interviews, they are going to ask you the same question. So user is getting the error while connecting. So the first question is you have to ask what error he is getting. So they will tell you like this is the error, or login failure error, 18456 error. So if it
Yes.
is 18456 error, then it is a permission issue. I'll show you guys during the security, don't worry. So this is called your SQL Server, guys. Can you see? Everything is an object. This is one object, object. We'll call everything as an object in the SQL Server, guys. Objects, we can call it as an objects. Okay, so I told you, right, always on high availability feature. If you connect the same instance in 2008, this feature won't be visible. The whole object itself won't be visible in the 2008 SSMS. Are you getting the point, guys? So limitations of lower version SSMS. Is it clear, everyone? So if you connect higher version SQL Server in the lower version of Management Studio, it will be connected successfully, but the higher version features like polybase, always on, so these features won't be visible in the lower version of SSMS. Okay, fine. So now this is one instance I have connected. So let's connect to second instance. Let's connect to second instance. So what I'll do, I'm going to give the name like this. Okay, what I'll do, I'll give the name like this, just one dot. So can I connect, guys? Can I connect?
Yes.
Yes.
Default. No.
Yes, yes.
Default.
Tell me, guys.
Yes, it will be
Default.
connected.
Okay,
It will
so
make sure default.
actually I can connect. Why? I'll tell you. Okay, actually I can connect, guys. Why? I'll tell you. Don't worry, I'll tell you. Sorry, I'm missing the messages. Let me open the chat box as well. Okay. All right. Fine. No issues. Now let me go back to server. Okay. So I can connect. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you. So Shanmukh, where is the server name? You just gave dot, right? So you're able to connect. Where is the server name? I'll tell you. Don't worry. And again, click on connect. And this time I'll give local. Okay. Or else I'll give local like this. Okay. Just in the brackets, I'll give the local. So again, I'm going to click connect. I'm able to connect. And this time I'll give local host. I'm able to connect. So now how many instances you can see, guys? How many instances you can see here?
3 instances.
Total how many
Sorry,
instances? Let me
4.
minimize.
4.
4.
Each entry is one instance, right? So how many instances we installed, guys?
2.
2. But how I am able to connect to 4 instances? I installed only 2 instances, right? But still you can see here 4 instances are there. Each entry is an instance. This is an instance. This is an instance. This is an instance. This is an instance name. So how come? How it is possible?
So no, please
It's
extend
like
this
duplicate
method.
session.
Duplicator.
We all
Extend
connected
please.
to default
Right, correct. You are
in
almost
different
correct.
ways.
So it's very simple, guys. Everyone is having a different names, right? You'll have your own legal name. Your legal name is different. Your official name is different. Your friends call you with a different name. Your parents call you with a different name. Your wife or husband will call you with a different name. Your kids call you with a different name. Okay, so like one person is having multiple names, but everyone is calling the same person, right, at the end of the day. Correct. So these are the other names of default instance. Dot is nothing but computer name. In Windows terminology, dot is nothing but computer name, guys. In Windows terminology, dot is nothing but computer name. Okay, so instead of giving the whole computer name, we can simply give the dot. Why you should know all these things? Because in the organization, once you are in the organization, once you're in the project, your colleagues will use different names to connect to the instances. You cannot go to him, hey colleague, where is the instance name? I don't see the instance name. What magic you did? Let me know. Please help me to learn that magic. You don't ask like that. Okay, you should know all the other names of default instance. So some people will give dot to connect. Some people will give local to connect. Some people will give localhost to connect. These are the other names of computer name, guys. Are you getting the point? Dot, local, localhost. These are the other names of computer name.
Therefore, only for default will be connected.
They're all default instances only. I mean to say only one default instance is there. They connected to default instance only. Computer name means what? Default instance, right? No confusion here, guys. This is not a named instance. When you give dot, local, localhost, they are indirectly calling the computer name. Computer name means which instance? It's
Default.
default instance only. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, about the instance name, is
Yes.
it clear?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Let's disconnect the instance. So can I disconnect the instance at any time? The organization generally. What will happen if I disconnect? Is it going to stop?
No.
If we are running any queries, it will stop the running,
Are you
or
sure?
else we can
No,
disconnect.
no.
No. It doesn't
Oh,
impact anything. As
Good
it's
try,
running in
Lalita.
the server.
Good try, Lalita. So you can
okay.
disconnect, no issues. But if you close, see, for example, you opened a query window and you are running a query. If you close that query, it will cause the problem, that window. But if you
Okay.
disconnect, nothing will happen. This is the disconnect button, guys. This is connect button, disconnect button. Select and
Okay.
select and select. I just disconnected all the other instances. I mean to say
Actually,
the
stop.
other names of the instances.
Okay.
If you disconnect, nothing will happen. The services will be still up and running, guys. Okay, you can see here, nothing will happen. The services is still up and running only. Okay, so now we connected to the default instance, right? Let's connect to named instance now. How to connect to named instance then? Okay, again connect button. You can use, if you know the instance name completely, you can give the instance name here. You can type it or you can use this. Again, go to browse, go to database engine. You can select the default. See, default instance means computer name backslash instance name. I told you, right? Computer name is a kind of a family name. So if you are installing 20 instances or 30 instances in this machine, you should be able to call, right, using in a family, if 2, 3 kids are there, how we can identify using their family name? Correct, guys? So in the same way, if we have multiple instances from which machine it is, from which family it is, we can identify. We should be able to identify using this computer name. So named instance complete name will be computer name backslash
Slash.
instance name. If you give like this, then only it will work, guys. You should give computer name backslash instance name. And if you click connect, so it will be connected. So now I have two different instances. This is default instance. This is named instance. And in the instance name also, if you observe, three parts are there. First is instance name. This part is instance name. This is instance name. Okay, up to here, instance name. This is your bill number up to here. And what is this, guys?
User using.
User, correct. Which user connected to the SQL server? Okay, this is the username. Administrator is the username. Yes, we can give Syed. I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay, so administrator is the username. Okay, so this is the third part which will show you the user, which user is connected to this instance. Which user is connected to the instance, you can see by using this account name. If Matt connected, you can see his name Matt. If Lalita connected, you can see her name Lalita. If Hari connected, you can see his name Hari. If Doris connected, you can see her name Doris. Like this, the user name you can see at the end of the instance name. Okay, guys, clear? Right? So Sayed asked, so Sanmukh, you said the computer name is nothing but dot, right? So can I connect to the named instance by just giving, instead of whole computer name, can I replace this computer name like this? Can I connect? Is it possible, guys? Tell me. Is it
Yeah.
possible?
That is only for default.
No, only yeah.
Okay.
Now can connect, I think so.
Connect or not connect? You cannot connect. Tell me, guys. No problem. Pinky palm,
Connect.
you have right.
We can.
Okay. Yeah, na. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's.
sir, we can access.
Yes, we can connect.
Connect.
For name, we can't connect.
So now tell me whether we can connect or we cannot connect.
Yes, connect.
We can connect.
Yes.
Okay, so see, a simple thing. Computer name will be replaced with a dot. That's it. This is your computer name. I said, right, dot is a second name of computer name, a shortcut of computer name. So I can simply give dot. It will allow. You are simply replacing the computer name with another computer, with another name, right? Dot is also another name of computer name. So you can give and you can connect, guys. Okay, some people will connect to the default named instance like this also. Dot, you don't know computer name, you don't have time to open and check the computer name. Simply give the dot and backslash instance name. It will allow you. Okay, Emma, clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Fine. So let me disconnect this instance again. So guys, is it clear connecting to the instance? So now let me again click on connect button. This time, let me show you the network server. So if you select this, you can see two tabs. One is local servers. Local servers means the servers that are installed in this machine. Network servers. If you go to network servers, now imagine I have 100 servers in my organization. I have 100 servers in my organization. So when you go to network servers, out of 100 servers, imagine 5 servers browser service is enabled. Okay, out of 100 servers, 5 servers browser service is enabled. Then what will happen? What will happen, guys?
Shown up here.
You can see the services, I mean to say the server, okay,
Name.
in this network servers list. Means if the browser service is enabled, the instance name will be exposed in the network servers.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why
Okay.
when you click on network servers, so you can see some servers, but don't think those are all the servers in your organization. No, the servers that you can see in this list, for those servers, the browser service is enabled. So that's why the name is exposed to the public. So you can see the instance names in the network servers area. So you can select any of, if people, okay, feel that is easy to connect to other instances. So they can simply select any server from the network server list and they will connect it. I have a quick question for all of you. We have one machine 137.71. Two instances are up and running in this machine. I have one more machine, Windows machine 137.72. There also 2 more servers are up and running. So can I connect the other 2 instances from 72 in this 71 machine? Is it going to allow me? Is it
Yes,
going
it
to
will
allow?
be
You can
allowed.
connect.
Guess it, guys. Guess it. I'm not going to
Yes.
confuse you. Just guess it. No problem. See,
Yes.
we have another instance is another Windows machine, but can I connect the instance from one machine to another Windows machine? Is it possible?
Yes, because they're in
Yes.
same network.
Yes,
The
it
answer
is
is
possible if they are in same network.
correct, guys. That is correct. It is possible. I told you, right? Remote connection should be enabled. So that's how users are connecting, right? In the morning, we have already discussed, right? SSMS will be installed in the user's laptop, but they should be able to connect to any of the instances that are running in any of the data centers. Why? Why? Because that is the default behavior. That is a remote connection. So it's not mandatory to log into this Windows machine to connect to the instances that are running in this machine. I can still connect the instances from one machine to another machine, guys. It will allow me. Okay. Is it clear, guys? We can connect from other I'll show you in the Active Directory classes, in the HADR classes, in the advanced concepts. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Right. Questions, please. Any questions, doubts?
What was the reason that we can connect, Sanu? No, not clear.
Not reason. See, the thing is, it's not like reason for everything. If you are okay to connect to the instance from the other machine, so see, sometimes for performance related, I mean to say, to enhance the performance, or they don't install SSMS in all the Windows machines. So they will use only one SSMS. From that SSMS itself, they'll connect all the instances from different machines. It is going to simplify the work. It's not like a reason. What is the reason means? It's not like a reason. It is going to simplify the work. Instead of, see, now you are doing one task. Okay, so you have to do health check. Very simple. This is the reason. You have to do health checks. Health checks means you have to check, whether databases are online or not. Like this, you want to see some checks. So you have to do health checks for 10 servers. So is that okay? Are you going to log into 10 servers, 71, log into 71 and opening SSMS and checking, log into again 72, opening SSMS and connecting to the instances and checking, log into 73? Like that, are you going to log into each machine and are you going to check? So in case if we have a feasibility that we can connect the 72, 73, 74 machines instances in the same Windows machine, so do you feel that that is simple? Is it simple work or not? Do we need to jump into every machine to connect to the instances? Are you getting the point, Prashant? You have to respond. Are you getting the point? Right? So instead of
Confusing.
nothing confusing here, I'll tell you very simple thing. For example, you want to do some health checks. Someone asked, hey Prashant, can you please check the health of the 10 instances? Whether means health checks means I'll tell you what is meant by health checks, but you have to check whether all the databases are online or not. You have 10 instances. 10 instances are running on 10 Windows machine. Is it clear?
Yes.
Right. Now you have to check all the databases are online in all the instances. So imagine if I cannot connect the 72 machine instance in the 71 machine, how we are going to do health check? Now tell me. Forget about remote connections. Now you have to check all the 10 instances health. How we are going to check it?
We had to log into 72 machine and
No, Prashant has to respond. Prashant, please
Yes.
respond. So how, in what way we are going to check? Generally, if I want to do health checks on 71, I'll log into 71 using remote connections remotely through RDP. I'll open SSMS, I'll connect to the instance, I'll check whether databases are online or not, right? This is the process, right, generally?
Long process is.
Yes. So like this, you have to do it for 10 servers.
Yes, yes.
Every time you have to log into 72 and you have to open SSMS, you have to connect to the instance and you have to check it. Once that is done, you log off from 72, again you log into 73, again you'll open SSMS, again you are going to connect and you are going to check it. So 10 servers you have to do. So in that scenario, don't you think this is simple process that where I can connect to the other instances that are running on other machine in the 71 machine or in the current machine? Is it a simple process or not?
Yes, yes.
So it is going to simplify the work. Guys, is it clear? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes, Sharmukh. But you told me this is the 71 in the machine or server.
See, machine or server both are same. Okay.
Okay,
Machine
fine.
or server both are. See, if I said machine or server means I am representing Windows machine.
Okay,
If it is SQL Server, I'll tell instance.
okay.
Yeah. Fine, guys, don't confuse. Machine or server, if I said like that means machine, server, box. These are the different names of Windows Server. Okay. SQL Server means I'll clearly tell you that is a SQL Server or SQL instance. Okay. Don't confuse here. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So now this is how we can connect to the instances using our Management Studio. So this is your minimize, maximize button, explorer kind of thing. Okay, you can explore, you can expand this, and you can expand all these objects and all. You can see what and all objects are there. Okay, so you can just expand it. And of course, this is a polybase feature you haven't installed, right? So you are going to get the error. Some of the features will throw you the error. We have to install it during the installation time. So you can see like this. Okay, so now you can just if you want to minimize, you can just click on this. Okay, what I can say, plus or minus symbol. So this is the one way of expanding and minimizing, guys. And if you want to refresh this instance, select this instance, just this is the refresh button. So now you can see the instance is refreshed, or right click on the instance. You can also choose refresh here also. Okay, so like this we can see. So again, this is one more option. So using this, we can same like when you select this, how you are going to get all the options in the same way. When you select this connect button, the same thing you are going to get it. You can directly connect to the database engine using this particular option, right? So this is called Object Explorer. This area, okay, this white area is called Object Explorer. So Object Explorer will help you to see the connected instances, or this area will help you to connect to the new instances, connect, disconnect, refresh. Everything we can do it from the Object Explorer screen. So in case by mistake, if you close this Object Explorer, can we get it, guys? Can we get
Yes.
it back? Yes. From where we
F8.
can get it? So go to Tools or View. Yes. Okay. You can see first option Object Explorer. In case sometimes when you connect to old servers, by mistake you don't see this one. Okay. So how to get it in case if you don't see, or by accidentally you close it this one? How to get it back, guys? Click on View and click on Object Explorer. Again, this will be highlighted like this. Okay. So this is your Object Explorer. Yes. So now, for example, you want to run one query. So this is one instance, this is second instance, guys. Don't confuse. I can create my own databases in this instance. I can create again separate set of databases in this instance. Okay. I can use each instance for different applications also. So now I want to run the query. How can we run the query? So using Management Studio, I told you, right, we can run the queries and all. This is a tool where we can do all maintenance activities and we can run the queries, commands, everything, scripts and all, right? So I want to run the query. So how can we run the query, guys? I have to open
Select new query.
Correct. Correct.
Open
So
the window
New query.
yeah,
workspace.
yes,
And
correct.
control plus N is also the by
Very good.
selecting instance.
Very
So
good.
even
Yeah.
on the instance, when you give right click, there we can select
Very
new
good.
query.
Super, guys. I'm happy. Right. So we can open a query window in many ways. I want to run a query, right? So I have to open a query window. How can I open a query window? You can see there is a new query option. You can either click on this. Okay, so query window will open here. A white space will open here, guys. This is one option of opening a query window. So in the query window, we can run queries, guys. Okay, this is a query window. Let me maximize this. Let me increase the font to 200. 200. Okay. This is one way of opening query window. Or we can select this. I want to open a query window from this instance, right? Select the instance. The shortcut is Control plus N. Okay, so another query window. See, you can see this is first query window. This is second query window. You can see here SQL query 1, SQL query 2. In another way also we can open right click, new query window. So this is the another way of opening query window. Anyway, which one you are comfortable, you can use that option, guys. You can use that shortcut. So now you want to run the queries. So we'll run a small simple query. Okay, small simple query. So query means like, guys, I want to pull some, there is one requirement, whatever it is, there is a requirement, I have to fulfill that requirement. So I have to tell to the SQL server, hey, this is my requirement. Can you help me? So how can I tell to the SQL server? It is a machine. It is a software. It don't understand our language, English language, Telugu language. It don't understand, right?
In the form of query comments.
Correct. We have to tell to the software. How can we tell to the software? Using commands, using queries. That is called query, guys. So now let's check the version of the SQL server. Okay, we'll use simple query. First, initially, we'll go with simple query. So I want to read the version. I'll tell you, Syed, what is the 61, 62, 63 during the security we'll discuss. Okay, as of now, those are the session IDs. Okay, 61, 62, 63, 64, what you can see, those are the session IDs we'll discuss during security concept. I'll show you. I'll explain. So now I want to check the version of the SQL server, right? So I want to see, I want to read the version. So read means which operation? There is a command. There is a command called select.
DQL.
Okay. So select query will help you to read the data. Select query will help you to read the data. So read what? I want to see the version clearly. Shanmukh, you said 15, right? 15 means 2019, right? I want to see the clear version of the SQL server. Can you help me? Okay, chalo, do one thing. Select. So we have a command called @ version. Okay, people are responding. I'm happy. Surabhi, Syed, and other people. Good. Okay, so this is my command. So using this command, I can read the version of the SQL server. So now this is the command, guys. Okay. Say for example, instead of version, I just type like this. Okay, I just type like this. Instead of version, spelling mistake, I just did a spelling mistake. I just added one more I by mistake. So how can I identify this was correct or this was wrong easily?
By using the parse.
If it is wrong, that underline the red
Very
line will
good.
be.
Very good. Clearly you can see here. Earlier you don't see this red line, but when I added extra I, then clearly, okay, you can see an error here. I mean to say, you can see an red underline. So in what scenarios you'll get red underline, I'll tell you. If any spelling mistakes are there, you'll get red underline. And other than that, in another scenario also, you'll get red underline. Okay, chalo. Now, instead of that, we can also check the syntax. This is called syntax or query. We can also check this query is right or wrong in another way. So what is the other way, guys? Select the query.
Parse.
Yes, very good. There is a parse button you can see here. Parse button. You can select this parse button. It will check whether the syntax and semantic errors. Okay. So it is clearly saying the error must declare the scalar variable version. It don't tell you, hey, Shanmukh, you just added one more I, please, okay, check the spellings, man. It don't tell you like that clearly, okay? It will simply tell you, hey, must declare the scalar variable version means you can understand, okay, there is an issue with this, something like that. So you can check like this. So one way is if any error underlines are there, any red underlines are there, so then there might be an error either in the query syntax and semantic errors. I'll tell you what is semantic error and all. Okay. Chalo. So now the query is good. Now we have also checked we have also parsed the query. Okay. So now if you parse the query, it will tell you like this: command completed successfully. And when you executed the time, a query completion time. So if parse is showing this, that means command is correct. Okay, guys. Always remember, guys, as you are going to start the career, initially, until you are comfortable with the SQL Server, always habituate to parse the query. Always, always, any query. Now this is just a two-word query. You can see 20 lines query, 200 lines query. That is called script, and 2000 lines of script. So in such scenario, you cannot blindly go and execute, guys. Always habituate to parse the query before executing. That is the best way, guys. Okay, always habituate to check the query is right or wrong using parse. This is simple, we can easily check it right or wrong. But imagine I have 20 lines, I cannot go down, or 200 lines, I cannot go down, I cannot see where is the red line and all. Okay, so you can simply select the query or script, you can simply select this parse button, so automatically. So do I need to select this to run the query, guys?
No, not mandatory.
Do I need to select this?
No.
So
If
without
there is a
select,
single query, no need. If there are multiple queries, we have to.
very good. Okay, so
One particular part you need to
correct.
select.
Okay, so without selecting also we can do that, but only if one query is there, whatever you want to execute. 1 minute, just a minute. Right. So you want to execute the whole script. In that scenario, no need to select. You want to execute a part of the script, select which part you want to execute, just click on execute button. Okay, guys, I'll show you, don't worry. So now we just parsed the query. It is showing command completed successfully, means no errors. So now execute the query. So this is the execute button. You can execute like this. Click on execute button to execute the query. So once you executed the query, you can see the output like this. So Shanmukh, I am not interested to see output like this. I want in a better format. I want the output in a better format. What is the other command we have? Any idea?
Print.
Very good. Okay. So now let's print it. Print again @ version. Okay. So you can just expand this column. Actually, you are not able to see the complete information here. What you have to do, you have to expand. How to expand? You can drag it, but till what point you will drag it? Like this, you are going to check it unprofessional way. Okay. So now you want to expand the whole column at a time. Go to this end of the line column. The cursor will be changed like this. Double click here. You can see the whole information. Okay, but you don't like the format also. Chalo, you can still get a better format using this print query and execute. So now you can see the output like this. So which version it is? 2019 RTM copy. RTM copy means what?
Ready to market.
Correct. Okay. The first copy of the 2019 that was installed in this machine. No updates, no other updates has been installed till now. Okay. So the first copy of 2019 was installed in this machine. So in case of any updates are there, we can still update, we can apply the update. So the updates will be applied on the RTM copy. Yes, Doris, please. You are in mute, Doris.
When we do this print add version, is the same thing as when we do the test at the top here.
Yes,
you want your
correct,
result to
correct,
show a test.
correct. The output we can generate using test also, control T. So either you can use this or you can use enable control T to get the output in a text format.
All right.
The same
One
thing.
last
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right.
This RTM that we call build, is it the same thing as product level?
Which one? Product?
RTM. These are SQL Server builds.
Yes.
After the Microsoft SQL Server 2019 RTM.
RTM, yes.
Is it the same thing as a product level?
Correct. This is the same thing. Yeah. Right. Okay. So now, see, I told you, right, if you want to execute a specific query, you can select it and you can execute it. But if you don't select any query, if you execute, what will happen, guys? What will happen?
All will be executed.
Whatever queries are there in this window, everything will be executed. See, you can see two outputs now. It is not taking. Okay. Let me go like this. Go. Oh, it is not taking, I guess. No, generally what will happen is I'll show you guys. Maybe both are same, right? So that's why it is not working for both. So generally, when multiple lines are there, okay, if you select and execute, still I guess same thing, yeah. So for this query, it is not actually working, but if you don't select anything, all lines will be executed, guys. If you don't select anything here, all lines will be executed. If you select anything, okay, that particular, whatever you selected, only that portion will be executed, guys. Okay.
So,
I think
or
we
else
cannot
write
use
SP
select
help
with both.
DB.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. SP underscore who to, let's go with SP who to.
Or SP underscore help.
Yeah,
DB.
anything will be fine. Yeah. Okay,
Help
so
DB.
now, yep. So now let's go with this one. Now I'm going to delete this. Okay. So no need to add even go also, but still people will add go. Right. So now I'm not selecting anything, guys. Okay. I'm going to execute the whole thing. So you can see two, why like this? It should, right? Let me do one thing. SP underscore help DB and SP who to, both I'm going to, okay, execute it. Let's see now. SP help DB, SP who to, SP who to.
Database master.
No, that is correct only. Okay, let me do like this. Select star from sys dot. Don't worry, guys. Okay, maybe the feature was changed in SSM's 19 or not. I'm just checking. You don't worry.
So look, two prints we can show up over here. Two
Okay.
prints also we can show.
1 minute, just 1 minute. Let me first sort it out. This maybe are we able to see the output in the SP Hutu? Yes, it's actually showing. Okay. No, it's not showing. Guys, maybe in the SSMS 19 it was changed or something like that. Or let me add go. Next from databases. Right.
Yes, done.
Right. Now you can see here, right? So you can see the databases. This is the first output. Okay. And the second output, you can see the processes. Guys, forget about this. Just to show you the demo that we have discussed, that if you don't select anything, if you select only this, you'll get only this output generally. If you see here, okay, you can see only this output. All the processes that are running in this SQL server, you can see using this command, but don't worry, I'll explain again in future. And if you select only this, all the databases that are there in this SQL server, it will show you like this. But without selecting, if you execute, it is going to execute for both. Okay, you can see the databases, you can see the processes also. So like this, if you don't select, generally what will happen, guys, it will try to execute the whole script that is there in the query window. Okay, it will try to execute the whole script that is there in the query window. If you want to execute a particular portion, it will just, you have to simply select like this, and you have to just parse it if you want, and just click on execute button. So it will just, even though, see now, even though two commands are there, still you selected this portion, right? So only this was executed. So like this. So if you highlight and execute, the highlighted portion will be executed. If you don't highlight, the whole portion will be executed, guys. Okay. Clear? Any questions?
No.
Completely, what is the difference between parse and execute? At
Parse will
what time we
check.
will parse?
Very simple. Parse will simply tell you any spelling mistakes are there. Any mistakes are there in the command. Parse will help you to find the mistakes in the command. Execute will execute the query.
I thought that when we click on the parse,
No.
it will
See,
just a
parse will.
preview of the
No. It's not a
thing
preview.
what
It
you
will
have
simply
given.
tell you if no errors are there. It will simply tell you command completed command completed successfully. If any errors are there, it will show you the errors. But if you
Okay,
execute,
sure.
it is going to show you the output of the results.
It is same like compilation. It will give
Compilation.
error.
Yes, compilation.
Yes.
Same like compilation.
Okay.
Compile the query will be there, right? Same like that. Clear, guys? Are we good? Questions?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Chalo, take a break. Come back after 15 minutes, guys. We'll discuss, okay, other things in the management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Any questions, guys? Any questions, doubts? I'm sorry. Questions, doubts? Doris, yes? Any questions, Doris? I guess you are in mute.
Shinmukh, I still can't see the recordings in the shared location.
You still can't see the. Go to your registered mobile, registered email ID.
Yes, Shinmukh, that's my registry email ID. I'm checking there.
Not sure why you're not able to see. You should be able to see. If you click on shared with me, you should be able to see in the left side, there is an option called shared with me option.
Yeah, after the class, I'll share my screen so you can see.
Okay, done. I'll check that. Not an issue. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay, chalo. So let's go to the server, and it was resumed, right? The recording is resumed. Okay, done. Fine. So like this. Okay. So using this parse button, so we'll check the query is right or wrong. First, any spelling mistakes are there, any syntax errors, any semantic errors, we can check using this query, a parser, and using the execute button, we can execute the queries, guys. Okay. So this is all about the, I mean to say, SSMS discussion. So later we are going to do a lot of other tasks also. I'll show you how to do that, all those things. Initial discussion. This is like related to the initial discussion, how to open SSMS, how to connect to the server, how to open a session, how to check the query is correct or not, how to execute the query. Okay, so all these things generally we are going to do regularly in the organization, guys. These are the main things that we will do in the organization. That doesn't mean we don't check it query parser and also very common activities. These are very common activities in our daily activities as a DBA. Chalo. So now let's go to this configuration manager. Okay, follow. No issues. So configuration manager, using this configuration manager, we can check, okay, using this configuration manager, we can check the services of all the instances that are running in the machine. That is one thing. Using configuration manager, we can check the services. See, in the services.msc, Shanmukh, we have already having services.msc, right? Again, why we need configuration manager. So in the services.msc, we can see all the other services related information also. In the services.msc, we can see all other services related information also. But configuration is designed for the SQL Server. Configuration manager is especially for the SQL Server, guys. We can see only SQL Server services. You don't see other services. Okay, only SQL Server related services, like all the instances related services you can see. This is your batch 53 main service. This is your default instance main service. This is your batch 53 full text service. This is your default instance full text service. This is your batch 53 agent service. This is your default instance agent service and browser service. You can see all the services related to the SQL servers. You don't see other software services in the configuration manager. This is one usage, okay, related to the configuration manager. And we'll also enable some settings, and we'll also change some settings like service account. Even though you installed a SQL server, still you can change the service account. Okay, even though you installed a SQL server with a default service account, still you can change the service account using the configuration manager and also using the services.msc as well. And there is one more important thing, that is ports. Port. What is port, guys? Any idea what is port? What is port? Any idea? Okay. So if you want to connect to any software in the machine, okay, if you want to connect to any software in the machine, first of all, it should listen the connections, guys. Port is nothing but one entry point, I can say. If you ask the live example of port is our door, main door. If you go to home, Main door will be there. Using the main door, we can access the room, right? Are you getting the point, guys? Using the main door, we can access the room, we can access the home. So that is a kind of an access point, right? From there, we can listen the connections. If anyone is coming, they have to come through the door. If anyone is going, they have to go through the door. So port is also kind of an entry point of the server. So SQL Server has to communicate with other servers like application server and all. How the communication will go? How the communication will go to the other server or other object? Using this port, guys. Using this port. Are you getting the point, guys? So if you want to connect to the SQL Server, the connection has to be opened, the port has to be opened, then only we are able to connect to the SQL Server. See, if you are welcoming anyone to your home, so you have to open the door. If you are welcoming any people and if you close the door, can they come into your home? Not possible, right? You just welcome them and you just close the door. You went outside, how can? They cannot come, right? They cannot enter into your home, right? In the same way, if the ports are closed related to certain ports are there for every application, okay, but SQL Server also having ports like other applications. So we have port concepts in the SQL Server. Ports, protocols, both are same. Okay, so if you see here, protocols for default instance you can see, protocols for named instance also you can see. Okay, how many instances you installed, that many protocols you can see here using our configuration manager. Yes, please. Right. So now we can see 3 ports or protocols here. Okay. So in the organization, I mean to say, if you go to any interview, sometimes they'll ask you what is the default port number of the SQL Server. What is the default port number of the SQL Server?
1433.
Yes. Okay, means see, I'm staying in an apartment. Okay, so apartment means group house. So each flat will have its own door number, right? So if you want to meet me, you have to come to my door directly. I have my door number to access me. If you want to connect with me, you have to come to my door. So how do I know, or how the delivery people know that they have to deliver the product? I'll mention my door number, so directly they will come to my door, right? Even though it is a group house, as I mentioned the door number, simply they are going to come to my door directly, right? So door number is important, so everyone can identify. In the same way, we have port number. So using the port number, we can connect to the, please be muted, I'm getting a lot of disturbance, either Joel or Srikanth. Srikanth, I guess it's you, I'm getting disturbance. Right, okay, no problem. Yeah, so if the ports are opened, so port is a nothing but a door number kind of thing. So every port will have a number like a door number. So through that door number, we can communicate with other applications or other servers. So we have 3 protocols here. By default, when you install SQL Server, there will be 3 protocols, guys. Okay, shared memory, named pipes, and TCP/IP. So the important protocol that we use regularly in the organization is TCP/IP, guys. How to check where is the default port number for default instance? Go to TCP/IP, go to the properties, go to IP addresses. See, if you check here, you can see the default port number is 1433. So we are going to check the last one, TCP port, IP for all. You can see the default port number, means this default instance, yeah, this default instance door number is 1433. If any application wants to communicate with this default instance, or if any people wants to connect to this default instance, okay, they are going to communicate using this door number 1433. So once one door is allocated, imagine I have a door number of 1433 in my apartment. Can anyone allocate the same door number to other people? No, right? So this is a default instance, default port number. They will ask in the interviews, what is the default port number of a SQL Server default instance? That is 1433. That will be allocated during the installation. So this was allocated, guys, to default instance. So, but other instance also has to listen the connections, right? How it is going to listen the connections? Using dynamic port. Using dynamic port. Okay. So using dynamic port, it is going to listen the connection. So generally, you can see here as it was disabled, it is not showing, but here a 5-digit port will be there like 47,000, something like that. A 5-digit port will be there here under IP all section TCP port. It was disabled, right? So it hasn't allocated any port. So again, I'm saying now TCP, when we'll use TCP, what is the use of TCP and named pipes and shared memory, guys? So out of these three protocols, TCP IP is very important. Why? Because TCP IP is responsible for remote connections. Are you getting the point, guys? TCP IP is responsible for remote connections. Let me go to this diagram. So now imagine this is your Windows, this is your building. Okay. So imagine this is your Windows server. Let's go to this. Okay. Imagine this is your Windows server. So if you install SQL Server in this Windows machine, imagine this is your building and you installed a Windows machine in this, and there are two instances. These two instances are there in the same Windows machine, right? Right? These two instances are there in the same Windows machine, right? So if they are same Windows machine, okay, so we'll use shared memory to communicate with each other. Again, guys, this is not so important. You just need to know the TCP IP importance. That's it. But don't confuse here. Nothing to worry. Okay. So if instances are there in the same machine, they will use shared memory. If instances are there in the same building, they will use, what is the other protocol we have, right?
Named pipes.
Named pipes. If instances are there in the different building, different data center, different machine, okay, remotely they have to connect, right? So in that scenario, TCP IP, they are going to connect using TCP IP. What is the door number? So remote connections, who is responsible port, guys? TCP IP is the responsible one for remote connections. If the instance is in another building, that is a remote connection. If instance is in another city, another state, another country, so those are all remote connections, right? All will come under what is meant by remote work. You have to do somewhere in the world, not sure from where you are going to do the work. Work from home, remote work. You can do wherever you are convenient, okay? That is called remote work. So remote means what? You will be far from the data centers, you will be far from the office, right? So if you are trying to connect to the server that are there in other data centers, other countries, okay, so we'll use a common port called TCP IP. So why we are discussing this means they will ask you what is the default port number of a SQL server, and they might ask you whether we can change the port number or not. These are some common questions you can expect from port number side, guys. What is the default port number of SQL Server default instance? That is 1433. Where we can check the port number? This is second question. We can check the configuration manager. Again, some people will particularly they will ask where in configuration manager. Under configuration manager, we can see network configuration. Under network configuration, we can see protocols for the instance. Under protocol, if you select protocols for instance, you can see three protocols: shared memory, named pipes, and TCP IP. And if you go to TCP IP properties, there you can see there is a tab called IP addresses. And if you go down, you can see IP all option. There you can see the port number. This is named instance. Okay. If you go to the default instance, you can see. Okay. So you can see. So can we change the port number? Can we change the port number?
Yes.
Yes, we can change it.
Yes, we can.
So changing port number is a downtime activity, guys. Changing port number is a downtime activity.
Yes.
Yes
Yes.
or no? Guess it, no problem. Just guess it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The answer is yes, guys. Okay. After changing the port number, you have to restart the SQL server. So restart means downtime. So changing port number is a downtime activity. Okay, clear? So we can just give our own port number, but make sure before giving the port number, make sure generally this port number will be given by the network team. So they will open the port from the Windows machine side, and then they have to that port you have to give here. Okay, so that's how you can give the port number, and that's how you can change the port number. So port number means especially TCP/IP port number, guys. So TCP/IP is responsible for remote connection. So now tell me, if see now TCP/IP is disabled, now can anyone connect from the other machine to this instance?
No.
No. Why? Because TCP/IP is responsible for remote connections. TCP/IP is responsible for remote connections. As TCP/IP is disabled, so remote connections won't work here. When you enable, then you can connect to this instance from 72 machines, 73 machines, 74 machine, other machines. If it was disabled, TCP/IP is disabled, then you cannot do a remote connections. You can connect in the local SSMS, but remote connections won't work. So that's why when you're trying to connect to the instance, okay, when you're trying to connect to the instance, you'll get an error. I mean to say, this can be because of a wrong server name, or the remote connections are not enabled. Like this kind of error, you are going to get it, right? So remote connections means one remote connection option is server level, I'll show you, and another remote connections means TCP/IP should be enabled. Then only you can connect this instance in another machine, or you can connect another machine instance in this particular machine SSMS, guys. Okay, this is how it is going to work. See here, make sure the instance name is correct, and that SQL server is configured to allow remote connections. Okay, so like this you have to check, guys. So in case if users are getting the problem, so if they're unable to connect to the SQL server, you will check whether SQL services are up and running or not. So if they're up and running, what is the next thing you have to check? What is the next thing you have to check? SQL services are up and running. What is the next thing you have to check if users are unable to connect? You have to check TCP/IP is enabled or not. TCP/IP service is up and I mean to say TCP/IP protocol is up enabled or not, and that port is there or not. So you can see that also you have to check, guys. And sometimes while connecting to the instance, in the instance name in the SSMS, they will also give the port number here. They will also give the port number like this. Okay. So comma 1433 generally for default instance we don't. So here we are unable to connect. Can anyone help me to troubleshoot this?
From TCP/IP you need to enable.
Very good. Okay. So go to default instance port number, enable it. See here, any changes made will be saved. However, they will not take effect until the service is stopped and restarted. It is clearly saying that you have to restart the service. Okay, how to restart? From configuration manager also you can restart the service. So go to default instance. Where is the default instance main service? So which service I have to restart, guys?
SQL server.
MS SQL server. Okay, default instance, right? So we are
Default.
enabling. So you can use a restart button. So in this way you can enable the TCP/IP port and let it run.
Shanmugh, I have a question here.
Yeah, yes, Sudhir.
If we have to do in real organization also, we have to do like this only.
Yes,
But
yes.
we need approvals no for restarting.
Correct. But generally, we will do post installation. Okay, post installation steps means changing the service account, changing the ports, enabling some server level configurations. Everything will be done. So if it is new setup, no need to take any approvals. If you are doing on existing machine, still you have to restart the instance, not the whole Windows machine. Then also it is not going to create a problem. Are you getting the point? Generally,
Okay.
when you are going to enable the port after the installation, right? So after the installation means it might be a new box. So if it is a new box, no need to take any approvals. Why? Because it was not yet ready. But if it is an old box, there are some instances up and running. There also no issues. Why? Because need to restart only SQL Server service, not the whole Windows machine. Like installation generally you have to restart the whole Windows machine, but here we can restart the SQL service. That is enough.
Okay.
Chinuk, other question.
See
Now,
here, computer name, comma, port number 1433. So if you see a number like this beside the instance name, So don't ask them, guys. This is a port number actually. So you are saying, hey, listen the connections using this number. Okay, so this is the port number. So sometimes while connecting application team and all, they'll give the instance name, comma port number. So that means this number, whatever you can see beside the instance name, that is a port number, guys. Okay. Yes, Hema, please.
This is for the first time. If anyone raised a ticket that they are facing some issue and we need to restart the TCP IP, then we need to take the permission, right?
Of course, of course. Yes, we have to. See, again, if it is a problem with a running instance, you have to take the approvals and then you can restart. Okay, without taking any approvals, if you restart, it will create a lot of problems, guys. Again, you have to justify why you did that without approvals. Like that, they are going to ask so many questions. So that will create some problems. Okay, so whenever you are trying to restart a server, make sure, okay, to handle that situation, okay, using the proper what I can say, we have this protocol, right? Using some proper protocols, like follow all the procedures, guys, especially related to the downtime activities. Yes, Doris, please.
So I thought other than just doing a regular restarts in the database, in restarting the server, I thought it's the app team that handles that, the application team.
Restarting the database or server.
The database, we can do that. The server.
So you're asking, can we restart the database instead of the server?
Okay, my question is it our responsibility to restart the server, or is another team called application team?
We are the responsible one. We are the responsible one. So no other team. See, this is our database server. This is our asset. They cannot even have permissions also to restart SQL Server. Maybe Windows team can have it as their local admins, but that is not their responsibility. If anything goes wrong, they will reach out to DBA team only. So as a DBA, we should know what is the server, which application it is supporting, what is the impact of restarting it, and after taking approvals, that is we have to restart the SQL services. And in some scenarios, we can restart the Windows machine also. But that has to be done by DBA team, not Windows team or some other team, application team and all. They don't involve.
Okay, but in doing that, do we need to consult the database owners?
Yes, of course, we have to contact them. We have to contact them. It's not like, okay, so okay, there is an issue, right? So let's restart. Nothing like that. Downtime approvals means what? You have to contact the owners. You have to ask them, hey, this is the issue. Is that okay to restart the server? They will tell you, okay, not now, or yes, you can do it now. No one is connected. Like that, they will give you a time frame at least. If not now, at least they will give you a time frame. If you said, oh, no, this is very important, this is highly important, if you don't restart, it will create some problems, then they will approve. There is no other way. So you have to contact the database owners, server owners. SOP. What is SOP? Not SOP. What is single point? SPOC. 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 Single point of contact. POC. SPOC. Single point of contact of the servers. So every server, SPOC and POC will be there. So this guy, something like his name will be there. Something Smith is the single point of contact for so and so server. Okay, Batch53, and this is his email ID, Smith dot. Okay, Smith dot some a at the rate something like infosys.com. Okay, and his contact number will be provided. So you can directly, this information they will maintain in spreadsheets or in some what I can say, internally we are going to use some portals. What is that portals? There is a one terminology, guys. SharePoint. Okay, SharePoint pages will be there. In the SharePoint pages, they are going to mention all this information. Shanmukh, where I can see this information. So each team will maintain a SharePoint page where you can see. SharePoint means it's a local website kind of thing. Okay, it's a kind. It don't allow for the public. So in the organization, you can access that web page. So in that web page, either Excel sheets or web page, they are going to maintain this information. So you have to send an email, or if his number is there, if it is emergency, you can call to him. Hey Smith, this is the issue. We have to restart. Is that okay to restart now? Smith is an application owner, point of contact. He will have a better clarity. what is the impact of restarting the services, how the application will be impacted, everything you should have an idea. So Smith will update you. Yes, you can restart now. No, don't restart. Wait. We have to do something before restarting. So later you can restart. I'll send an email like that. He's going to update. Okay. Clear, everyone, guys? Is it clear? Doris?
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So now let's discuss one more topic called changing service account. I told you, right? I'll show you after restarting, after installation of SQL Server, how to change the service account. You should know, right? Changing the service account. So we'll discuss this now, and we'll continue the things in the like creating database discussion, database internals. Will be okay. We'll be discussing the next weekend class. So changing the service account. How to change the service account? Okay. So now go to the server. So currently this is running on which service account, guys? Can anyone tell me? Currently the SQL Server is running on which service account?
Batch 53.
Yes, okay. NT service.
NT.
Okay, NT
NT.
service. MS SQL batch 53. That is a complete name. So I don't want, this was given by the installation directly. Okay, this is a virtual service account that will be created during the installation. But I don't want to use this account. I'm not interested. I told you, right? I want a custom service account so that it will improve the performance of the SQL Server. So I'm not interested to use the service account. So I want to change the service account. How can I change it? So whether you remember, guys, service account is also one. I'll give you a gift if you tell this answer. Service account is also one kind of
Made.
made. Okay, that's fine. Service account is also one kind of service account. Actually, it's a dash.
Service account is also a
Login,
database.
security login.
Application.
Someone said, I guess Dinesh said correct answer. Dinesh, what is the answer? You said the correct answer. You used one word. Service account is Doris, you're also almost correct.
So this
Sorry?
They'll maintain the backups and all.
No, Dinesh said one word. Dinesh used one word. Dinesh, you're in mute.
Writes data.
No. Service account is also a user.
Remember.
User. Service account is nothing but it's a user, guys. We are going to elevate that user as a service account. Who can enter into the drives? Who can access the folders? User only, right? A user only can enter into the drives. User only can access the drives. That user technically will call it as a service account. That user will attach here. You can give your name also as a service account. You can give your name also. You give Doris as a service account here. You can give Shanmukh as a service account. You can give Sudhir as a service account. So service account is nothing but a user account, guys. Only users can enter into the drives. Only users can access the drives. Right? So I have to create a user account. How can I create the user account, guys? As of now, we'll create a local user. In future sessions, the organization will actually use domain users. So in future sessions, I'll show you how to create a domain user, how to create a domain and all. So don't worry. As of now, temporarily we'll use a local account. So let's go to this Windows R lusr.mgr.msc. This is the shortcut. LUSR means local user manager. LUSR means local user manager. So you can see here users and groups. Okay. Double click on users. Which user currently is active, guys? Can you tell me? Which user currently is active? We can see 4 users out of 4. Which one is an active user?
Administrator.
Can you see? Administrator is enabled. That's why you are able to log into this Windows machine using administrator account. Is it clear, guys? Why it is allowing us to log into this machine? Why? Because administrator is enabled. So those who are part of this users list, they all can enter into this Windows machine. Those who are part of this users list, they all can enter into the Windows machine. Okay, so now let's create one user account. Okay, new user. I'm going to create this service account like this. Okay, SQL in the organization generally will give name like this: production server, PRD, SVC, ACT. Just to make sure this is a service account. Again, here you can give my name. Here you can give your name. You can give any name. You can give, okay, even any name you can give, president name also you can give. No issues at all. But to be realistic, we'll give some realistic name. SQL prod SVC ACT means SQL server, production server, service account. Okay. Full name no need, description no need. You have to give a strong password. I'm using my old own password. Okay. So user must not change password. User cannot change password. Password never expires. You have to select create. Okay. So the account is created. Where is the account? The account is created. Now this account, service account means what? It has to read the data. It has to write the data, right? That means it has to access all the drives, right? So all the drives means it should have enough permissions, right? So how to give unlimited access to this account, guys? How to give unlimited access?
Make it administrator.
We can make this account as an administrator, correct? We can make this account as an administrator. So the administrator can access all the drives, folders, paths. He can read, write anything. So how to make this account as an administrator? Go to groups. You can see administrators group, guys. Double click on this. As of now, only one person is part of it. Click on add. Give the service account name that you just created, SQL underscore, PRD underscore, SVC underscore, ACT. Okay. Check names. No problem. No problem. Case insensitive. Okay. Click OK. Done. Apply and OK. Chalo guys, we just created the user account. Don't think this is
Sanmukh,
service
what?
account.
Hello.
Yes, yes, Prashant.
Sanmukh, two settings you did in that account.
Nothing. See, which one while creating the user account?
Yes.
This one.
Unchecked
one.
first one.
Unchecked. Why? Because whenever you are trying to create, say for example, if you create any new user in any website, immediately say for example you are logging into the bank net banking for the first time. So what it will say, you will get a pin from the bank, right? So once you give the default pin, what it will ask you?
To change the password.
Immediately it will ask you to change the new pin, right?
Yes, yes.
So you
Okay,
can
so unchecked first one and selected
correct,
the ones.
correct.
That was
So
saying.
if you select the second and third option, it don't ask like that.
Okay.
Okay, and password never expires. If you don't select this one, password will expire for every
3 months,
45 days.
45 days.
Yeah, 45 days, 60 days, depends upon the organizational policy.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the use of these options. Okay, but again, guys, please don't worry. This is not our work. Again, creating users will be done by which team?
Windows team.
Windows team. Windows team will create the users. Simply what we have to do, once the account is created, we have to change the service account here. Okay, so they will update us, hey, DBA team, this account is created, please you can use this account. So then we'll change the service account. How to do that? Go to main service, go to main SQL server, go to the properties, go to the, here you can see under logon section, here you can see. So before that you can see here, this default service account is using which service account? NT service, right? Remember that one. So now go to logon tab, click on browse, give the service account name. What is the service account name?
SQL
underscore prod
PRD underscore
SVC underscore ASC.
check names. It will come like this: computer name / username. Okay. And the password, while creating this user, you gave one password, right? That password you have to give here, not new password. Okay. Creating service account, changing service account is a downtime activity or it's not a downtime activity?
Downtime.
It's a downtime activity. Okay. Why? Because you have to restart the SQL server after changing the service account. Okay. So apply and then see here. This will cause the service to be restarted. Do you want to continue? Yes. right? It was restarted, guys. Click OK. So now, can you see under which account it is running? It is showing empty service, right? For this service, just refresh. Which account? Dot means what?
System name.
Computer name / your default service account. Okay, so this is how you can change the service account. Now I just restarted the SQL server, right? How do I know when the SQL server is last restarted? Tell me, guys. Guess it.
So if we check the SP_help_db
Help
in
DB.
the in the temp_db,
Okay,
it
okay,
will
very good,
show
very
the
good, Hari.
yes.
Yeah, correct, very good. Very good. Simple way. What is the simplest way? I'm starting the agent, guys. Like this also you can start the agent. Agent is there is a dependency on SQL Server, okay? If SQL Server is up and running, then only agent will start. If SQL Server is down, you cannot start agent service. So one way, Hari said, like we can check under database properties. So as of now, I don't discuss that one. Why? Because you should know what is database, what is system database, what is temp_db and all. Any other way we have simplest way.
Log file, log.
Last boot time. Where, Surabhi? Where we
No,
can
no,
see
no,
last boot time?
no, last.
To query also we can.
Yes, Midun, that is
The-
also correct. So do you
The
have a
log
query,
file
Surabhi?
different view.
Do you have any query?
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a query, SQL start time, huh?
yes.
Yeah, SQL server underscore.
SQL START time or what? Complete query? Can you tell me the complete query?
In a query, we can write select SQL server underscore start time underscore from sys.dm underscore os underscore sys underscore info.
So for that you have to connect to SQL Server, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have to use SQL command. Well,
Yeah,
then if you have to connect to SQL Server, why we have to write there? We can directly write in the command prompt itself, right? Whatever queries that you are executing under SQL command prompt, all the queries you can execute under command this query window also, right? The simple way is maybe that is also possible. Okay, go to this agent, go to this management and error logs. Okay, so you can see here, guys, the current error log. When it was last created, generally when you restart from that point onwards, it will start tracking the information. So now you can see at 9 p.m. 8 minutes the SQL server was restarted. Okay, so error log will be discussed. What is error log? How to check the error log? What information will be there in the error log will be discussed, guys. Yes, Doris, please.
Sir, two questions, sir. Sorry, I have to bring you back a little bit. I'll take you back to the .NET version. While I was watching the video, there's a part I remember that says it's only two people that can remote into the server. And if
Yes.
the third person wants to remote into it, it will not let except you kill a transaction.
Correct.
How would you know that there are two people in there?
So you can immediately see in the video, if you go and check, I just explained. So the third person, when he's trying to connect through RDP, he can see immediately on the screen, he can see the other two people, those who are connected to that server.
Okay, so I will watch that. I'll try and take time.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, next.
All right. My second question is on this current on these error logs. So
Right.
anything you do at all, that is what it is, because are you going to see it? Maybe you just log on
We
the
can see.
server.
We can see. We
So
can
it's
see.
just like tracking what you're doing. Can that be used as tracking?
Not completely, not minute level. Okay, not minute level, but we can see. See, I'll open now itself. You'll see So when it was started, anything is logged. See, you can see like this. Since from the beginning. Like this you can see. Not completely like who logged in. You can see, for example, if anyone is trying to log into the server, if he is getting the error, so you can see, for example, I'll try to connect to the SQL server. Forget about this. Again, I'll help you. Doris, I'm giving one password. So I know that this is going to throw the error. Let it be. So I got 18456 error. Okay. Now go to this. Okay. Just open this current error log. So what you can see here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You can see that information. Okay. So we'll be discussing, guys, about current error log. There is a separate session. I'm going to explain all these things, how to track the errors and all. Is it clear?
Another
now?
one way, Subhak, can I
Yes.
tell that?
Yeah, no problem. You can.
Right click on the instance.
Okay.
Go to the reports.
Reports, server reports. So,
Server dashboard.
yes, Surabhi already, she just posted in the chat. Okay, reports, standard reports.
Standard reports and server dashboard.
Very good. Okay, so in this way also we can find it. Okay, so these are all different ways of finding since when the SQL Server last rebooted. And we also have some queries also. Okay, using the queries also, you can see the server dashboard. I mean to say, you can see this information. This is at 9:14 exactly at this time. And server startup type 9:08 p.m. And you can see server name, version, developer edition, and you can see server collation settings. Is clustered, I'll tell you what is clustered and all. If it is a clustered instance, it will show you yes. If it is not a standalone instance, it will show you okay, no. Okay, so like this you can see, guys. Okay, this is another thing that will be discussed later. Okay, so at this moment it's too early. Clear, guys? Chalo, one more small topic. In case if the installation is failed, where we have to check the errors.
Summary.txt file.
Very good, Namrata. So where I can get that summary.txt file?
On C drive, in program files.
Very good, Namrata. Very good. Okay, so let's go to the C drive. Okay, program files, Microsoft SQL Server. I want to see the summary.txt of this particular instance, Batch53 and MS SQL bin and folder. So not here exactly. I'll show you. Okay. You have to go
parameters. We can see that error log location.
You have to go to number folder 150. Okay. So under this 150, there is a folder called setup bootstrap folder. Under this, you can see a log folder. There you can see a file called summary.txt file. If you open, it will create the file for the last successful activity. What is the last successful activity we did, guys? Installing second instance, right? Right? Other than related to SQL Server, not installing SSMS and all. Okay? Right? So it just created a summary.txt file. See here. Final result, pass. Request action, install. Okay? And you can see the inputs also. You can see the inputs also. Which version you're trying to install? 2019. This one. And instance ID. Already installed. Product installed instances you can see here. And features. And here you can see here. Under this path, you can see the configuration. You want to see the configuration file.ini, guys? You want to see configuration file.ini? You want to see what kind of things will be there in the config? What is configuration file.ini?
Setup file.
It's a command file. Whatever inputs you selected, everything will be stored in that file. Let's open this. Control C, Windows R, Control V, enter. Okay, so this is the one. Right click, open with Notepad. See here, this is the command that will run when you are trying to install the SQL Server. See, options, it will start with options. I accept the license. These are all the commands, guys. Action is equal to install. Okay, I accept ROP. Okay, R open license terms.
Open license.
I accept open
Open.
R. Why we have R open license terms? Okay. So like this, you can see these are all commands, guys. Okay, this is a comment that is starting with a semicolon is a comment. Okay, and without having semicolons there, right? That is a command. This is a command. Quite simple. UI mode. Okay, this is a command. This is a command. Okay, you can see like this. So this command will be pulled into the okay pulled into the command prompt, and then it will start installing the 6C instance ID batch53. That is the last instance we have installed, right, successfully. So like this command will be pulled into the command prompt, and then it will be installed in the Windows machine. Guys, this is the configuration file.ini. In the configuration file.ini, everything will be logged, guys. Means the command will be logged. Okay. So this is how we can see the command using configuration. So now tell me, in how many ways we can install SQL Server? In the interviews, they will ask you, in how many ways we can install SQL Server?
Command based or GUI.
Okay. So the generally we'll use GUI based, right? The one that we have already discussed for the previous instances installations. Graphical user interface. Second way of installing SQL Server is CUI.
Command.
Using command we can install SQL Server. Third way is also there. What is that? INI based installation. What is INI based installation? Just now we discussed, right? Configuration file.ini. Okay, so that file we are going to create it and we'll supply it, and then we are going to install it. That is called INI based installation. And we have one more method also, slipstream. And we have one more method also, sysprep. And we have one more method also, PowerShell. Using all these methods, we can install SQL Server. Using all these methods, we can install SQL Server, guys. Okay, but in the Shanmukh, in the organization, which method will use? Only GUI. We don't use any other methods. In case if you are doing multiple installations, they will prepare PowerShell query. Using PowerShell query, they are going to install. But all these methods, we don't use it, guys. So you don't worry. No one will come to your desk. No one will ask you. No one will ping you. Hey, install SQL Server in the command prompt or command based, or install SQL Server using INI based. They don't ask you. They will ask you to install SQL Server. That is your wish. If you are comfortable with GUI, you can do it. If it is CUI, you can do it. Mostly no one will use these methods, guys. But if you want to learn all these methods, if you are really interested, go to our channel. Okay, so go to SOS University. There you can see I just uploaded all the videos related to this other way of installations also. Okay, so you can go to this, and you can go to this, and you can go to the search button. Okay, command, just type command. See how to uninstall SQL Server using a command, how to install SQL Server using a command prompt. There will be command. Using that command, we can install SQL Server. Okay, you can see here what command I ran. You can see this is the command I ran. In the comments also I have added video description. What is the command I have added? Command to install SQL Server 2017 or 19 setup.exe/qx. I accept license terms. Action is equal to install. Features is equal to all the features that I have selected. You can see here. You can simply run this command under command prompt without selecting any options. In GUI, we have selected a lot of options, right? Without selecting any options, you can immediately install SQL Server. Okay, and INI based installation, type like this, INI based. You can see here, SQL Server, INI based installation, and SQL 2012 command prompt. Okay, and sysprep. What is sysprep? If you are interested, you can go and check it. introduction to sysprep installation, and you can see sysprep installation and all. And slipstream, you can check it, guys. What is sysprep way of installation, installing SQL Server part 1, part 2. So like this you can see, guys. Okay. So earlier, maybe see 5 years ago, I installed, I uploaded these videos, guys. Okay, so for extra subject, again, no one will ask you. Okay, no one will ask you, hey, install like this, whatever you are comfortable, you can use. Okay, command based only, or you can use mostly GUI only will use. Okay, no problem, Hima, no issues. Yeah, we are almost closed. Okay, done for this session. Right, guys?
Sanmukh, what you were checking in summary.txt?
Summary.txt, we can see whether the installation is succeeded or not.
Only for installation or
Yes,
anything?
see, summary.txt file will be generated during the installations, during the patchings, during upgradation of SQL servers, during uninstallation of SQL Server, and removing the SQL Server patching. In all these 5 cases, summary.txt file will be generated. So you can check the installation errors, patching errors, remove patching errors, uninstallation errors, upgradation errors. All these errors you can check under summary.txt. You can see if any see it was passed, right? So if it was failed, you can see the information failed, and it will show you what component is failed to install in if you go down. Okay. So this is one way. This is the first source of checking the installation errors.
We will check it is failed or oh, sorry, means
That's
which
what,
error is.
sir. It will show you
No.
failed here.
No, passed or failed is it, but error below, how can we check it? Is it showing
It
error?
will clearly show you. If you go down, you can see lot of text is there. Shanmukh, I want to see. Just go and control F. You can use failed. You can use error. You can use some keywords so that you will
Okay.
directly go there and you can see the error information.
Okay.
Okay, so but it will clear. This is not a very big file. If you go down, you can clearly see the information. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so in case they will again ask you one more question. If I don't find enough information in the summary.txt file, where you are going to check it? This is first source. What is the second source, guys? The second source is we have timestamp folders, right? If you go to timestamp folders, there is one more file called detailed.txt. If you open this detailed.txt, there you can see this is a very big file. Okay, very big file. You cannot go and check each line. Summary file, you can go and check each line. It don't take much time, but this is very big file. See here how much big it is. So it will be difficult.
Batch, it will create one file here.
Yes, yes. Every installation, whenever you open a setup file, it will create one folder here with the date and timestamp, and it will create summary
Batch,
file and
SQL patch
detail.txt. Yes.
For SQL patch also.
For patch also, correct. Okay, so you can check here, failed, error, anything. Okay, so like this you can check it. And so don't think that error is there means error only. Error reporting is an option in the SQL Server, so sometimes it will show you. So if you go and read it, you can see enough information. What is the problem? SQL Server setup failed. Okay, so you can see here, this may indicate SQL Server setup failed. Okay, if you just go, setup failed to register the Microsoft Update Service. It is not actually the installation failure. Remember, while installing, we have unselected a Microsoft Update. That is this one. Setup failed to register Microsoft Update. So like this, you can simply use a failed word or error. Such kind of keywords you can use, and it will show you the clear information. So if you see the information related to the errors, just try to check 10 lines up and 10 lines down so that you might get some extra hints why it was failed, what is the reason and all. So this is the second source of checking the installation errors, patching errors and all. And the third source is event viewer. Okay, in the Windows machine, just type event viewer. Like this, you will get it. Under event viewer, there is a location called application logs. Event viewer under Windows logs, application logs. There also, as of now, nothing is failed, right? So that's why you don't see any error related information. If anything is failed, you can see here. One is summary.txt. Second one is, what is the second file?
Detail.txt.
Detail.txt. So they will ask you where we can see these two files. Where we can see, guys?
In log.
In log, set a bootstrap folder, date and timestamp folder. Under that, you can see. Here you can select only errors. You can filter current log. You can select only error and you can click OK. If any errors are there, it will show you here. See, SQL Server is not ready to accept new client connections. Wait a few minutes before trying again. If you have accessed the error log, look for the information. Like this, we can see the information. This is not installation related error. Everything will be logged here. I'm just giving you an example, guys. Okay.
So it's very important to check all
Yes.
these things.
Yes. So they will check whether you know all these corners or not. Whether you will check all these corners or not if the installation is failed. So if they satisfied, then they will go to next question, guys. Okay. First is summary.txt. Second one is detail.txt. Third is event viewer application logs. Okay. Chalo, guys. So that's it for now. We'll connect in the next weekend. The recordings will be uploaded in the drive as discussed, and you can just watch it. Okay. So any questions before closing the session?
And we do have an error log, right, in the startup parameter. What is the difference between that and detail text one?
Agent error log. This one you are saying?
No. In startup parameters, we would have hyphen E, right, for error log location.
Startup parameters. Which
Yeah,
one?
in configuration manager.
Okay.
Startup parameters, we have hyphen E error log, right?
That was, see, this information. I got your point. So you're asking about this. So here you can see error, right? Right? Here you can see the errors, right?
Yeah.
So where it is storing physically, where it is storing this error information, you can see under SSMS. But is SSMS is storing this data?
No.
Not actually.
Look,
This information
physically
is stored
Stored in drive.
in one file called error log. Okay, let me show you that file also. Properties. Copy paste this up to here. Control C, Windows R, Control V, enter. Under this, it is storing physically. That information you can see here. Logically, you can see under SSMS, but physically it is storing in this file. Okay. But if you try to open directly, it will be corrupted. Don't open directly like this. Okay. So this is physical form of error log. And this is logical representation where you can see only information. Okay. Chalo. So that's it, guys. Okay. We'll connect in the next weekend and we'll discuss other things. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Shinu. We had to open this window object current logs only, no?
Yes, current log only.
Okay.
You have to select current log. No problem. We'll discuss it later. Okay.
Okay, Shinu.
Yeah,
Bye. Good night.
Yeah, bye, guys. Good night.